Greetings, Skywatchers, and welcome to the sky above us. I'm James Albury, and I'm your tour guide to the night sky. Now that we're deep into the spring season here in the Northern Hemisphere, did you know there is another planet in our solar system that is now experiencing its own northern spring season? What am I talking about? Let me show you. As you know, the planets of our solar system all orbit the Sun. But each planet tilts with respect to the plane of the solar system. We astronomers call this tilt the planet's equatorial inclination. This tilt allows the planets to have seasons, and not all the planets tilt by the same amount. The more the planet tilts, the more dramatic the seasons will be. The planets with the most extreme tilts are Uranus at 97.8 degrees and Venus at 177.3 degrees. Mercury at 0 degrees and Jupiter at 3 degrees have almost no tilt at all. But Earth, Mars, Saturn, and Neptune all have very similar tilts in the 23 to 28 degree range. For example, Earth's equatorial inclination is 23.5 degrees. Therefore, as the year progresses, our seasons change. The equinox happens when we reach a position in our orbit where neither the Earth's north or south poles are tilting in the direction of the Sun. The result is that we have more moderate temperatures and we have an equal amount of daylight and darkness. This is where we get the term equinox. Equinox means equal night. In the case of Saturn, Saturn takes almost 30 years to orbit the Sun. Therefore, it takes much longer for Saturn to change from one season to the next. The last time Saturn experienced an equinox was back in 2009. When Saturn is at an equinox, its equator is aligned with the Sun, and since we're close to the Sun, by comparison, our view of Saturn is similar to what the Sun would see. Since Saturn is a gas giant planet, how can we easily tell that it's at an equinox? Well, Saturn's rings orbit directly above Saturn's equator. So when Saturn is in summer or winter, we see the rings very well because the planet itself is showing its northern or southern hemisphere more, allowing us to see the top of the rings or the bottom of the rings. So when Saturn approaches an equinox, we actually pass through the plane of Saturn's rings, making them seem to disappear. Let's check it out. Okay, we have our sky set to any morning this week about an hour before sunrise facing east. As we look toward the east, high in the sky you'll see the brilliant planet Venus. Venus will be obvious, so we'll use that as our starting point. Saturn will be up and to the right of Venus. If you zoom in with a telescope, you'll see that Saturn's rings are barely visible because we're looking at them edge on. Even though Saturn's rings are over 100,000 miles wide, they're less than a mile thick, making them almost impossible to see at this angle. Furthermore, Earth's orbit is inclined slightly with respect to the orbit of Saturn around the Sun. So, if you miss this disappearing act of Saturn's rings, we'll actually get to see the rings edge on again later this year during the week of November 24th, 2025. So, mark your calendars. All right, my friends, head outside with your telescope in hand just before sunrise this week to see the rings of Saturn do their disappearing act. Before you go, visit our website, theskyaboveus.org. From there you can watch previous episodes, listen to the Sky Above Us podcast, get the Sky Above Us merchandise, and you can even ask me an astronomical question that I'll answer in a future episode. Saturn will always be the jewel of the outer solar system, as long as we remember to keep looking up.